There are people who want to create CBDCs, and these CBDCs are not just about more efficient money. They're not just about somehow getting rid of cash because that's better for society, according to a few. They're about putting the control of what you're allowed to spend your money on into the hands of people you've never met, you don't vote for, and are unaccountable to any legislative process. And in some cases, don't even live in your country.
Right now, the United States is attacking crypto, which is the exact opposite of a CBDC. They want to apply CBDCs nationwide so they can have more control over people than ever before. It's time to opt out of the traditional financial system. Bitcoin helps with this, as you have 100% ownership of your asset and no one can take it away from you. Crypto family, welcome back to the channel. Aaron here, coming back at you with another cryptocurrency video today. And in today's video, we'll be checking out Charles Hoskinson. He'll be talking about what's coming next for this cryptocurrency market. We've recently seen the SEC file a lawsuit against Binance, ADA, Polygon, and other cryptocurrencies in the market. The market has sold off here over the past 24 hours because of this. Charles talks about how our government is fighting against freedom in Bitcoin and crypto and is essentially pushing CBDCs and other things. Definitely recommend you guys check this one out all the way to the end. But let's go ahead and check out the clip here. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below.
And as we look to the 21st century and we look to where the world is moving, we face a similar philosophical debate. There are those, they're at WEF and other places, who feel that society has become intrinsically too complicated for people to govern themselves. And they feel that the few must, out of necessity, rule the many. And they wrap these things into mandates like ESG. You'll see other acronyms and words. But at the core, it's we know better than you. The cryptocurrency and blockchain industry is not an industry of a single voice, a single mission. It just simply is a movement that has some loose principles about it. And those loose principles are power to the edges, disintermediate the middleman, and freedom for as many as possible. More importantly, it's also a principle that everybody plays by the same rules. See, that's what makes Cardano so special, and that's what makes Bitcoin special, Ethereum special, and other great protocols, is this idea that everybody has to play by the same set of rules. This is not the case with the legacy systems. This has never been the case with them. Certain people get certain special privileges based upon the families they're born into, the amount of money in their bank account, and the political connections that they have. So the magic of the system we're constructing, the world we're building together, is that if we pull it off, we reset the relationship of the governed with those who govern. And what that effectively means is that the 21st century can be the first century in human history that actually can have liberty and freedom. The reason why people are so passionate about crypto is that it's not an investment product at its core. It's a philosophy, it's a political belief. It's just as much regulated by the FEC as it should be others, because what people are basically doing is saying, I believe in power to the edges. I believe in self-sovereign identity. I believe in freedom and liberty. And as a result, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and my time into this. And we're all going to come together and just figure it out and build it. An army of volunteers on a ragtag militia for the future. That's a very different thing than Microsoft and Google and Apple and Amazon and your run-of-the-mill company, your Nike, just do it. That's about all of us, each and every one of us. We just want some human rights. And we're not really so happy with where things are at. Nobody, if you poll them, would look and say, I believe the people in charge should be in charge, and we can't find anyone better. But we're stuck with them because of a political, bureaucratic, ossified process that has resulted in a two-party monopoly where it's all about power at any cost, politics. There isn't a lot of integrity there. We didn't start this industry. This industry was started in the response to a failed governance event, the 2008 financial crisis, which brewed from over 30 years of misconduct by central bankers like Alan Greenspan, Ben Bernanke, and the Treasury secretaries and U.S. policy in an incestuous relationship with banksters who, by the way, suffered no consequences for destroying the American economy. And we were told again and again, whether it was the Black-Scholes crisis of 87 or the S&L crisis in the early 90s, or it was the long-term capital crisis of 98 or the collapse of Silicon Valley, or again, it was 2008 and everything before, trust us, we know what we're doing, it'll all be better tomorrow. And yet another collapse, yet more corruption, yet more problems. So we said, you know what? We as an industry are going to come together and we're just going to do something different. Maybe we should have money that we control. Maybe we should have deflationary instead of inflationary monetary policies. Maybe, just maybe, we should own our own identity, be our own bank. Maybe, just maybe, we should have a say in how our data is used and be able to say no to something. The next 10 years are going to be the biggest years of change in all of our lifetimes. This is it. It's like the 1930s staring at the 1940s. Everybody knows something's brewing. They don't quite know what exactly is going to happen, but they know nothing will ever be the same again. The reality is that we have a great convergence of trends and technologies which will completely redefine everything from how our governments operate to who's in control to who has a say over how your life goes. So quickly we noticed the COVID lockdowns, how we all went from living in a free society to not. How quickly can things change with the world of generative AI? With global transnational agreements being signed, where nation states no longer have full say over their people. And yes, finance is going to be in the crosshairs. There are people who want to create CBDCs. And these CBDCs are not just about more efficient money. They're not just about somehow getting rid of cash because that's better for society, according to a few. They're about putting the control of what you're allowed to spend your money on into the hands of people you've never met, you don't vote for, and are unaccountable to any legislative process. And in some cases, don't even live in your country. If, for example, you've already filled your tank of gas this week, maybe you're not allowed to do that until next week because you've got your weekly allotment. That can be decided by a bureaucrat, not the president, not your congressman, but by someone you've never met from an agency you probably don't even know about. The same can be said for any activity that's determined to be not socially beneficial or fit into a particular agenda. This system is not a hypothetical scenario. It's one that's being put into place with social credit in the People's Bank of China today, right now, for over 1.5 billion people, and has already been deployed, thanks to partnerships with Tencent and others, to over 200 million people. Here in America, there are many people who subscribe that this is a good idea inside our federal bureaucracy. The only problem is that there's a glitch in the matrix. You see, you don't actually need to do a CBDC if your goal is efficient digital money. You can use a cryptocurrency for that. So our industry is an uncomfortable counterexample to a reality that some people have already decided the human race needs to exist within for the greater good because of the proliferation of existential technologies, global warming, and other concerns that keep them up at night. Thus, our industry has to be captured. Sometimes they move quickly, sometimes they move slowly, but it's always one direction. A little less freedom every day, a little less opportunity every day, a little less innovation, a little less control, until one day you wake up like a boiling frog and it's gone.
And thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the clip. If you found any value, make sure to hit that like button. My name is Aaron from Bitcoin Bros. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.